Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code P0087 indicates that the fuel rail pressure is too low in the Honda CR-V 2023 and newer models. This situation occurs when the actual pressure managed by the high-pressure fuel pump is lower than the targeted value preset by the Powertrain Control Module, PCM. The PCM continuously monitors various engine parameters, including fuel pressure, to ensure efficient engine operation. When a discrepancy is identified, such as insufficient pressure, the PCM flags it as an error and stores it as DTC P0087. Proper fuel rail pressure is critical for optimal combustion and performance, so addressing this code is essential for maintaining vehicle efficiency and avoiding potential engine damage. The next slides will outline the details of the components involved, their functions, and steps for troubleshooting this specific DTC. The main components involved with DTC P0087 include the high-pressure fuel pump, fuel rail pressure sensor, fuel injectors, and fuel pressure regulator. The high-pressure fuel pump is responsible for delivering fuel from the tank to the engine at the necessary pressure. It works in conjunction with the fuel rail pressure sensor, which monitors the pressure within the fuel rail and sends this data back to the PCM for assessment. If the pressure falls below a certain threshold due to malfunction or fuel delivery issues, the PCM will register DTC P0087. Fuel injectors are vital as they atomize the fuel into the combustion chamber, and the fuel pressure regulator controls the pressure of the fuel returning to the tank. Each of these components must work harmoniously to ensure proper fuel delivery and engine operation. Their locations in the vehicle include the fuel pump, typically situated in the fuel tank, and the fuel rail, located directly on the engine near the intake manifold. Several specific issues may trigger DTC P0087. First, a low fuel level in the tank can lead to insufficient fuel pressure, especially if the engine is stalled. Before troubleshooting this code, ensure that the vehicle is adequately fueled. Next, a fuel leak somewhere in the fuel delivery system can also cause this error. Thus, any visible leaks must be repaired before continuing with diagnostics. Additionally, if the high-pressure fuel pump itself is faulty, it may not deliver the required pressure to the fuel rail, thereby registering DTC P0087. The fuel rail pressure sensor can also become defective, providing inaccurate readings to the PCM and potentially leading to this diagnostic trouble code being triggered. Each of these causes must be investigated thoroughly to pinpoint the issue effectively. The symptoms associated with DTC P0087 may manifest as engine stalling, especially under load or acceleration. This happens due to insufficient fuel reaching the engine, which disrupts combustion processes. Rough idling is another common symptom, as the engine may struggle to maintain stable operation without proper fuel pressure. Additionally, you may notice poor acceleration. When the driver pushes the throttle, the vehicle might hesitate or respond sluggishly, indicating inadequate fuel delivery. Decreased fuel efficiency can also result from high-pressure issues, as the engine components might attempt to compensate for the lack of fuel, leading to inefficient combustion. Observing any of these symptoms necessitates immediate action to address the underlying fuel pressure issue. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0087 involves starting the engine and holding the engine speed at 3,000 RPM without any load until the radiator fan activates. This allows the vehicle to reach an operational state conducive for testing. After achieving this condition, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to perform a fuel pressure test. The purpose of this test is to assess whether the actual fuel pressure aligns with the predetermined specifications set by the PCM. If the HDS indicates that the fuel pressure is not within acceptable limits, this confirms that a low fuel pressure situation exists, thereby successfully duplicating the failure and allowing further diagnostic steps to commence. In this second step, it is essential to test drive the Honda CR-V for several minutes while monitoring specific engine parameters. These parameters include engine speed, vehicle speed, manifold absolute pressure, MAP, throttle position, TP sensor readings, accelerator pedal position, APP, engine coolant temperature, ECT, intake air temperature, IAT, and fuel pressures from both the fuel pressure sensor and direct injection system. By aligning the driving conditions with the previously recorded onboard snapshot parameters, you can confirm whether the DTC P0087 is still active or if the issue has been resolved. This step aids in gathering comprehensive data on the engine's performance concerning fuel pressures and other important metrics. The third troubleshooting step involves starting the engine again and maintaining it at 3,000 RPM. This time, however, you will shift the transmission to drive, D, while applying the brake pedal firmly. It's crucial not to release the brake pedal or shift the transmission while increasing the engine speed, as this could lead to inaccurate test results. This method aims to compare the fuel pressures indicated by both the fuel pressure converted from the pressure sensor and those from the direct injection system. In normal conditions, both values should be nearly identical, indicating the fuel system's integrity. If a noticeable discrepancy exists, it suggests a malfunction within the fuel rail or its associated components. After the previous tests, focus on inspecting the fuel system, especially after noting any faulty performances. Start by checking the high-pressure fuel pump and the fuel rail pressure sensor, as these components are integral to maintaining proper fuel pressure. Utilize the HDS to evaluate the data concerning the fuel pressure converted from the fuel pressure sensor. Under normal circumstances, the HDS should report values less than 1,000 kPa after the engine stalls, with several hundred kPa being acceptable. If the results show values outside of these parameters, it indicates an underlying issue with the fuel rail, which may require immediate rectification to restore proper fuel pressure and overall engine functionality. In this step, it's important to conduct a visual inspection of the high-pressure fuel pump cam, integrated with the camshaft. Look for signs of damage or excessive wear that could affect its operational integrity. The cam's functionality is crucial, as it directly influences the performance of the high-pressure fuel pump. If any unusual findings are discovered, such as deformations or wear that exceed specified limits, they must be addressed. Ensure that the roller of the lifter, which is also attached to the high-pressure fuel pump, is free from damage. Proper operations of the cam and the connected components are essential for achieving the correct fuel pressure within the rail. The final step in the troubleshooting series focuses on the high-pressure fuel pump itself. If all preceding components have checked out as normal, it's highly likely that the pump is the source of the issue. Conduct thorough diagnostics to evaluate the pump's performance based on the data retrieved from previous tests. Analyze any irregularities in function or pressure delivery. If it is determined that the high-pressure fuel pump is at fault, it must be replaced to resolve DTC P0087. Ensuring that all inspections are performed meticulously can greatly help in avoiding unnecessary repairs and costs. Once repairs have been made, it's time for final verification. Clear any stored diagnostic trouble codes using the HDS to reset the system. After clearing the codes, conduct a thorough road test to ensure the engine operates without issues, keeping an eye on performance during various driving conditions. Verify that the vehicle accelerates smoothly and maintains proper fuel pressure throughout different RPM ranges. Successful completion of this verification process is essential to confirm that the previous issues have been resolved. Should the DTC return after these steps, further investigation may be needed to identify any overlooked aspects of the fuel delivery system. To prevent DTC P0087 from occurring in the future, implementing regular preventive maintenance is crucial. Schedule routine checks of the entire fuel system, including the pump, injectors, and fuel pressure sensor. It's advisable to monitor fuel levels closely, as low fuel can lead to numerous issues, including this specific DTC. Additionally, regularly inspecting for any fuel leaks in the lines or connectors is vital for both safety and performance. Addressing small issues promptly can avoid larger problems down the line, safeguarding the vehicle and enhancing longevity. Maintaining the health of the fuel system contributes significantly to overall vehicle reliability. To summarize, troubleshooting DTC P0087 requires a clear understanding of the components involved, including the high-pressure fuel pump, fuel rail pressure sensor, and associated fuel delivery mechanisms. Each troubleshooting step must be followed carefully to pinpoint the exact issue, from verifying fuel pressure to inspecting the high-pressure fuel pump. With the successful identification and rectification of any issues, ensuring the regular maintenance of the fuel system can help prevent future occurrences of this code. A proactive approach not only improves vehicle performance, but also enhances safety and reliability on the road. Following these comprehensive guidelines will effectively keep the Honda CR-V operating smoothly while minimizing the risk of future diagnostic trouble codes. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.